Okay, this is another high point value question on the test, super important. You have to write an original equation in slope-intercept form, and then you have to write equations that are parallel and perpendicular. Remember, the only thing that parallel and perpendicular have to do with is slope. That's the most important thing right now. The problem is you cannot find slope just by giving it to you in standard form. So we have to convert it into slope-intercept form in order to be able to even see the slope. So we did this in an earlier lesson, so here we go. You subtract 2x on both sides, and now you have 3y equals 12 minus 2x, since those don't combine. And then you can divide the 3, and there's some easy division. This just goes away. And then you have 12 divided by 3, which is 4. And then you have negative 2 over 3, which doesn't really simplify, so it stays as negative 2/3. Now, a lot of people don't like that these things are out of order. So let's write them in order up here in the special helper box. Y equals, our slope is negative 2/3, and our 4, because it's positive, we'll put plus 4. This is going to help you greatly because when it asks for a parallel slope, you know that parallel slopes are identical, which means that we need a slope that's identical to that. Easy enough, negative 2/3, you just write the same thing. And then the perpendicular slope is the opposite reciprocal, which means you're going to flip over the fraction and write the opposite sign. But since the original slope was negative, this one is actually just positive. You don't have to write the plus, of course, but it's just so that you know that in order to make a perpendicular slope, you flip the fraction over from 2 over 3 to 3 over 2 and make it positive. This information in this box will help you answer the rest of the questions. You need to write this box on the test. So here we go. Here's why. It says equation of a line parallel. All you got to do is have the same slope. Y-intercept doesn't matter. So we'll do y equals, the slope, of course, parallel, as we see in our box, is negative 2 over 3x plus whatever your favorite number is, 37, whatever, it doesn't make any difference, as long as the slope is identical. Then it asks for a perpendicular line. Well, luckily, we've already done the work. So just use this slope in the perpendicular section. So you're going to write y equals the perpendicular slope, which is 3 over 2x, plus, I don't know, 98. Doesn't make any difference as long as the slope is the perpendicular slope that we used. So you see, if you use this box, it's super important. Now, the last thing that they ask you is the equation of a line. It should be the equation of a line parallel that goes through 2, 3. So then you ask yourself, oh, how can I write an equation if they've given me a point? Well, that's the hint. If they've given you a point and you know the slope, you're going to use point-slope form. So y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, and then of course you just plug the numbers in. Y minus, the y section of this point is the 3 equals, and then our slope is way up here again. It's parallel, so we're using the parallel slope. And then x minus, what's the x part of the point? It's 2. And boom, you're done.